Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about consistency. Consistency is something very important that you need on your journey to success, or even on your journey to being an adult, a responsible adult. So we're going to talk about how it is important to be consistent as an adult and how you can embed certain habits within yourself and make these habits a part of your second nature so that you don't have to force yourself to, be consistent. We want to make this as effortless and easy as breathing. So let's understand what consistency is. What is consistency? Repeating an action until it becomes a part of who you are. You don't have to then force yourself to do the action. You are now essentially consistent with it. So I will share a little story of my journey to being consistent with a certain activity. Back in the day, I used to wake up around 12 o'clock. This was during COVID times, around COVID times. I just finished high school and I had no other plans. I was waiting to go to university. So I had a year to just do nothing because there were lockdowns, there was nowhere to go, I couldn't do anything. So what I ended up doing was I would wake up around 11, 12, 1, sometimes even 3 p.m. And this is back in my home country in Zimbabwe. I'd wake up around 3 p.m. when half the day is almost gone, when people have already had their lunch, their breakfast as well. And, I would lose a lot of time during the day. I'd lose a lot of sunlight, So later on, as time moved on, I figured that waking up around those times wasn't really good and it wasn't meant for my purpose or for my journey. My cousin calls it dumb o'clock, waking up at dumb o'clock. It's waking up past 11, that's what he calls dumb o'clock. Of course, you can have reasons why waking up at, you might have a reason why you wake up around that time. You probably had a night shift. But for me, it was dumb o'clock because I would spend all night, maybe playing video games or on Instagram, just simply wasting time. So long story short, I came to realization that, waking up at dumb o'clock isn't all right for me. I need to make a change. So I made a change. I started creating a routine. I created a routine and I wrote down everything I needed to do. And in that routine, I said I will wake up 5:30 in the morning, and then I'll do this, and I'll do that, and I'll do this. For years, I had this routine. For years. I had this routine in my mind, and I told myself, this is the time I want to wake up, this is the time I need to wake up. But I wasn't consistent. I couldn't hold I could not hold it within myself. I just wanted to do it, but I couldn't do it because I had gone too far. I wanted to be like a billionaire, waking up at 5:30 in the morning, and being efficient and all of that. Then eventually I ended up realizing, what, I need to actually sit down with myself and make a proper plan and realize what is best for me. So I then told myself, okay, cool, I guess 5:30 might be a little bit difficult. It's difficult to be consistent with this. Why don't we try 6:30? I then tried 6:30 and this made it a little bit more easier. I could wake up at 6:30 and my mindset at the moment was, okay, you've done 5:30 a couple of days. It's not that I failed to wake up at 5:30 all the way, but for a couple of days I woke up at 5:30, but it was difficult for me. I wasn't really functioning quite well. However, when I would wake up at 6:30, my days would actually be quite functioning. My new routine was functioning quite well. And I then realized, okay, cool. If you can wake up at 5:30 and it might be a little bit difficult, then maybe try 6:30. And when this happened, I was able to wake up a bit better. I was able to go through my day much better and create my morning in a better way, such as we explained in the previous video. So with this understanding, I came to realize that consistency wasn't about forcing yourself to do something. It was about creating something for yourself to fully embed in your mind without restricting you, without making you feel overly constrained, like you're locked in. Like, yes, you're locked in, but not in a cage. You're locked in and on focus mode. That's the whole idea behind it. As human beings, sometimes you think, okay, if I choose to do something and if I'm consistent about it, that means I'm gonna have to do this forever. I'm stuck with this. I can't do anything else. In reality, that is the case. If you choose to wake up at 7 a.m. every morning, then you're gonna wake up at 7 a.m. every single morning. You're not gonna do anything else, except for other days where you choose to wake up at a different time. However, you are gonna keep yourself in that reality of waking up at 7 a.m. on other days because of the commitment that you chose, with that. Take note of that, the commitment. You decided to choose to wake up at that time, or you decided to choose to go somewhere at a specific time, probably the gym, or you decided to do a specific activity every single day. And that's a commitment, that's a choice. That's you deciding to give away your freedom to that specific thing, your freedom for the purpose of attaining something, for the purpose of following your purpose, or for your own intention that you set that specific activity for. So whenever you're thinking about consistency and you feel a resistance, just remember that it's a part of your mind telling you that you want to be free. You want to be able to do whatever you like to do. But honestly, you really can't be free. All we do in this life is we give away our freedom. We always give away our freedom. Right now, you've given away your freedom to watch this video. And you're watching this video, and this is the time you've decided to watch this video in order to improve yourself. Now, pay attention to that. In order to what? What is the intention and what is the purpose of you giving away your freedom, your time, your energy? Watching this video is for your own self-improvement so that you understand about consistency. And that's the reward that you get from this video. Now, think about the other activities that you give your freedom away to, such as going for walks. When you give your freedom away to going for a walk, think about what you're getting in return. When you give your freedom away to going on Instagram, think about what you get in return. Doom scrolling, pornography, television, or even eating healthy, going to the gym. Think about what you get in return. That's what you need to realize. You need to have autonomy over your life and understand the consequences, the cause, and the effect. What is the cause and what is the effect of it? If you are going to go on Instagram, what are you going to get from it? If you're going to spend all day doom scrolling, what are you going to get from it? If you're going to spend all day playing video games, what are you going to get from it? Are you going to be a video game master or what? Understand why you are doing what you're doing, setting intentions and doing things with an intention, and repeatedly doing those things over time until they cement into your subconscious. Then you consistently do that. You gotta be real. I wasn't being real. I wanted to live like a billionaire, but I wasn't a billionaire. I wanted to wake up at 5:30. I wanted to do all that, be this grown adult, but I was still like 19 or 20 years old, and I couldn't handle waking up at 5:30 on my own. In my high school, we used to wake up at 3:45 to go to class and study. Believe it or not, but we used to do that. However, we were forced to do this because it was school. It was a boarding school, so we needed to do that. This time, I need to make myself wake up at 5:30, and I just couldn't do it. And I accepted that. I was real about it, and I set a new realistic expectation for myself. And this is one that I'm working with right now. Now I wake up at 6:30 and I can achieve this. It's far more easier than waking up at 5:30. And it's part of my routine now. It's part of me now. And even when I don't wake up at 6:30, I know that the next day I've committed to waking up at 6:30. So how do you come to doing such? How do you come to a point of being consistent with a certain activity? Start small. Breathing is very easy. You don't have to tell yourself, okay, I gotta breathe in now. I gotta breathe out now. You're not doing that. Walking is easy. You don't tell yourself right leg, right leg, left leg, right? But maybe when you were 2 or 1 learning how to walk, you had to do that. Subconsciously, you had to do that. You probably don't remember, but you had to learn, okay, now I'm walking. But over time, you continue to repeat that. And you were doing what? You were doing baby steps, right? You were literally doing baby steps. So bring that same baby steps understanding. Start small. If you wake up late, then simply try to wake up 2 hours earlier than you woke up the previous day, or 3 hours. Whichever time that you wake up, whatever is late to you. Start very small, start very easy. If 3 hours is too much, start with 30 minutes. Set your alarm or timer to 30 minutes before that you usually wake up, and start small. If you are trying to go to the gym every single day, start small as well. Why don't you try going every 2 days? Try going every 3 days. And eventually, you will then make the conscious choice to start going every single day. And at some point in time, you'll get to a point where you start going every day like you're taking a breath. It's effortless. You don't have to force yourself anymore. And that's the point of consistency that we are trying to instill within your mind. And another thing is, you need to understand the choice that you make. Own it. Sit with it. If you choose to start going to the gym, if you choose to start exercising, if you choose to start going to the park every day, then own it. Live by it and live by your word. Stick to your word and do that. If you say that you're going to start playing a certain video game, or you're going to buy a video game and do that, then do that. Because it's your word. You're the one who has autonomy over your life. You're the one who's in control. And tell yourself to do that. And if you do that, follow it. That's it. Just own that choice that you've made. And if it's a good choice, then you will receive the good results from it. And if it's a bad choice, you'll receive the bad results from it. Simply take responsibility for your actions. Understand what your actions do for your life. And then another thing is, don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be too difficult on yourself. Sometimes I still wake up at 7 or 8. Today, I woke up at 8, right? Even after creating a routine where I'm meant to wake up at 6:30, I woke up at 8. Yesterday, I woke up at 6:30. And I knew this, and I know this. I'm aware that there are some times where things don't go as planned. Things that may be out of our control, right? That's the reason why sometimes you don't want to follow your routine, or you don't want to even create a routine, because you're scared that once you create this routine, you're going to have to follow it to the T rigidly, and you won't have any room for error or any room for being a human. We're not machines, guys. We are human beings. If you've come this far to the video, please do leave a comment down below of what you're enjoying. Drop a like as well. And visit my Patreon, as there's lots of things in there, such as affirmations, meditations, and a book that I've written called Aware the Awareness. You can find that in my Patreon. Simply sign up and you'll have access to all those tools that I use to help myself gain clarity in my own life. You need to understand that we are human beings. Human beings make errors. They make mistakes sometimes. You're not always going to be perfect, but you can try to be. You can continuously give that effort and try to actually wake up at 6:30. And whenever you make that mistake, or try to go to the gym, or whenever you make that mistake of not going to the gym or of not going to the park, then understand what stopped you from there and work towards doing it better next time. Work towards that consistency. Don't feel like you are stuck or complacent or you can't make a change. Simply try. Try to make a realistic change. Once you make that realistic change, then you start small, baby steps, and eventually you'll start walking like an adult. Now, remember, consistency is what helps you get there. Once you are consistent with whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to eventually reach a goal. Of course, if you have set a goal, if there's a reason that you've wanted to, be consistent in a certain activity, there might be a goal that you're working towards, whether it's waking up at a certain time every single day for a week or 2 weeks, then eventually you're going to achieve that goal and you can move on to the next part of your life. You've added that part into your daily life and it's become a daily positive habit. And that's what life is. If you enjoyed this video, please do put a thumbs up, like the video, put a comment down below, and share it with your friends, family, or whoever you believe might need this video so that they can understand how my journey of consistency and my understanding of consistency can help them. Also visit my Patreon. In my Patreon, there are tools that can help you understand yourself and your mind. If you just follow them, you'll figure it out. I have some affirmations there. I have guided meditations. And I have a very powerful book, which I've written called Aware the Awareness. Visit my Patreon and you'll have access to all of that. And thanks for watching. Remember, never be afraid to be too manly. Peace.